There are two kinds of neighbors in this world. The ones who wave when you back out of the driveway, and the ones who measure your grass with a ruler and a clipboard. Evelyn Porter belongs to the second group, and for the last 3 years, she has been president of the Willow Glen Homeowners Association, which means she gets to decide what color your mailbox can be and whether your roses are too red for the neighborhood palette. I am Richard Caldwell, 52, Senior Systems Analyst, which is a polite way of saying I spend my days in sweatpants telling panicked accountants to restart their routers. My office is the spare bedroom overlooking the backyard, and the real jewel of the property is not the patchy Bermuda grass, but the 500-gallon koi pond I dug and poured myself the summer I turned 49. I mixed the concrete, laid the liner, balanced the pH until the water ran clear as gin. My wife Laura calls it my retirement plan with fins. The fish have names: King Harold, Lady Macbeth, and the twins, Salt and Pepper. Harold is the size of a dinner plate and rules the pond like a benevolent dictator. Laura was at the kitchen sink rinsing coffee mugs when the trouble started. Harold looks off, I said, crouched by the filter box, sponge in hand. His orange is fading. Stress, maybe. He's a fish, Richard. His biggest worry is whether the heron comes back. She dried her hands on a dish towel. You missed breakfast again. A shout floated over the fence from the left. Incoming, 6 o'clock. It was Frank, our neighbor to the east. Perpetual bathrobe, perpetual beer, the suburb's early warning system. Clipboard alert. She's doing the loop. I ducked behind the dwarf Japanese maple that barely hides a lawn chair. Through the slats I saw her. Khaki capris, beige polo with the Willow Glen logo, visor pulled low like a poker player hiding a bad hand. Evelyn stopped at the back corner of my lot, raised binoculars, and stared straight at the pond. Her lips pursed the way they do when someone parks 2 inches over the line. She scribbled something long and furious, then moved on, shoes clicking on the gravel access path. Laura joined me at the fence. She's just bored. That's not boredom. That's reconnaissance. 3 days later the beige envelope arrived, the exact shade of Evelyn's pants, the color of institutional despair. I opened it in the kitchen while Laura poured fresh coffee. The letter was typed on heavy stock, HOA seal embossed like a royal decree. Dear Mr. Caldwell, Laura read aloud. It has come to the attention of the board that an unapproved water feature exists on your property. Violation of Covenant 14C, Section 8. All water features require prior submission of Form 42A. Immediate removal within 14 days. Noncompliance, $100 per day. Sincerely, Evelyn Porter, President. Laura's eyes widened. Removal? You've had that pond since before she moved in. She was treasurer then. Now she has power. I felt the blood drain from my face. They're going to make me fill it. Laura set the letter down like it might bite. We fight. Lawyers cost more than the pond. We'll go to the meeting. The Willow Glen Community Center smells of weak coffee and desperation. The Sycamore room is windowless, lit by humming fluorescents that make everyone look jaundiced. I arrived armed with a 2-inch binder, construction photos, receipts, a printout from Southern Living titled Water Features That Add Value. Laura sat beside me for moral support. Frank came for the donuts. Evelyn ran the meeting like a drill sergeant with a gavel. First came the minutes, then a 20-minute debate over whether Jim Halverson's mailbox was desert tan or the approved Sahara sand. Jim, 73 and widowed, just nodded. I'll repaint, Evelyn. Then gnomes. Seasonal gnomes left out past January 1st. I shifted in my seat, binder heavy on my lap. Finally, new business. Violation 4B, 214, Willow Glen Drive. Mr. Richard Caldwell. I walked to the front. Board members, the pond has been there 3 years. It's quiet, self-contained, raises property values. Neighbors enjoy it. I passed out photos. Frank gave a crumb-covered thumbs up from the back. Evelyn opened her own binder, color-coded tabs like a battle plan. Covenant 14C is clear. All landscape alterations require Form 42A before work begins. Ignorance is not exemption. If we grandfather Mr. Caldwell, what next? Gnomes year-round. Purple shutters. It's a fish pond, Evelyn, not a missile silo. The bylaws protect us from chaos. She called the vote. 3 hands rose, including hers. 1 abstained. Motion carries. 10 days remain. Structure must be drained and filled. Soil is traditional. I stood frozen. Laura tugged my sleeve. In the parking lot, I punched the dashboard. Soil is traditional. What is this, the Dust Bowl? Laura rubbed my shoulder. We'll rehome the fish. The city aquarium has a big lobby pond. The relocation was a nightmare. Catching King Harold required a football tackle on the lawn. Frank supervised from his porch with a course. We delivered the fish to the aquarium where a tech cooed over Harold's size. He'll be the star. The empty pond stared up like a grave. I sat on the edge that night, beer in hand. Laura joined me. We could plant roses. Roses mean she wins. She picked up the violation letter. Listen. Remove the water feature. Fill the structure. It specifies water. Nothing about what you fill it with. I felt the grin spread. No water, no violation. Laura's eyes sparkled. What are you thinking? Commercial ball pit supplies. 20,000 balls. Dry water feature. She laughed until she cried. You're insane. I love it. Monday I called wholesale playtime. Henderson Sensory Installations. Need 20,000 3-inch crush-proof balls. Multicolor, rush delivery. Chuck on the other end paused. For a school, private residential art piece. Avant-garde. Thursday a pallet the size of a compact car arrived. 40 boxes. The wind scattered the first dozen balls like confetti. Laura and I chased them across lawns while Frank filmed on his phone. We hired 2 men and a truck. Not the moving company, just Vince and Sal, local landscapers with sleeveless shirts and zero judgment. $300 later, the pond brimmed with a rainbow sea. Sal waded into his waist, grinning like a kid. Neat. Friday dawn, I waited on the porch with coffee. Evelyn appeared at 8 sharp, visor low, clipboard ready. She glanced, did a cartoon double take, dropped the clipboard. I waved. Morning, Evelyn. Beautiful day for compliance. What is that? Dry water feature. Safer for children, zero liability. No water, no violation of 14C. Filled the structure exactly as ordered. Her face cycled through colors. This is mockery. This is creativity. Bylaws are silent on fill material. She dialed 911. Excessive primary colors. Public nuisance. Officers Ramirez and Thompson arrived. Ramirez was young, eager. Thompson had seen everything. I led them to the backyard. Ramirez stared. Thompson's mouth twitched. No water. Thompson asked. Bone dry. No noise, no hazard. Only if you jump in. Delightful sound. Thompson turned to Evelyn. Civil matter, ma'am. We enforce penal code, not taste. Evelyn lunged at the news van that had just pulled up, Channel 9, tipped off by Frank. Turn that off. This is private. The segment aired at 6. Homeowner outsmarts HOA with 20,000 balls. Viral by 10. The national board forced Evelyn's resignation. Fines voided. Ball pit grandfathered. A week later, Laura and I sat with our feet in the balls, beers cold. Frank cannonballed in yelling for King Harold and emerged crowned in blue. Evelyn got soil after all, in her own yard, where the new president made her replant the median she once cited someone else for. The pit stays. Kids bike by begging to swim in it. I tell them private installation, but sometimes I let them toss a ball over the fence. Harold rules the aquarium lobby now, but here in Willow Glen, color one. What about you? Ever faced a rule meant to break your spirit? Did you comply, fight, or find a loophole? Drop your story below. Let's hear where you draw the line between order and oppression.